Hey everyone, we're doing another custom showcase today with the Max Rebo band. These were 3D printed and I'll post the link to the models below. I told my friend Frederick that I had these figures and he offered to paint them and I was so excited. You guys probably know his work. He just came over to drop them off and he's actually here and he's going to talk you guys through exactly what he did.
Hello there. First step is priming. We'll start with Droopy. He's a flesh human color, so he got a pink primer. Next, every band member got their base coats and highlight airbrushed. Here you're looking at Droopy's fresh off the airbrush base coat, followed by some brushwork for his lips and nose, and some wash modeling. You're going to see some of the pastel work that I specialize in on my figures. Pastels are a way for me to control shading and shadows on a small scale. I use generic soft pastels and I grind them into a fine powder and apply them to key cracks and crevices and blend them out. They can be used for flesh tones modeling as well as beauty makeups like we see here. After a matte sealer that seals the pastels in, we can go in with glosses to add that extra touch of life. I'm a big fan of Citadel's products, so I'm using the Citadel Art Coat gloss. These are 3D printed models rather than action figures, so it was pretty simple to sand down the keys and to glue all of the pieces together for a really snug fit.
And here you have the finished model. This looks incredible. I'm so excited to have this on the shelf. I will definitely be including this in a Jabba's Palace diorama. We'll save that for a later video, but for now we can just take a quick look at the figure. And then we are going to move on to everybody's favorite singer.
Here we've got Sice Noodles, and I love that this model was based off of the original puppet Sice Noodles, and being the most detailed member of the band required a bit more brush work. It was really fun to put her spots in place and to build up her eyes and eyeliner and beauty marks with a lot of different brush work. I used a lot of Citadel paints, my go-to for brush work, and at different thicknesses and viscosities I can get more natural variation in the texture of her spots themselves. And now onto the focal point. She's famously known for her Mick Jagger lips, and they got a pretty good close-up in the special edition. I tried to approach Sai like I would a human beauty makeup, so I gave her a very defined lip line and filled in with a brighter lip color with a generous amount of gloss at the top. One of my favorite parts of the process is seeing finished pieces ready to be assembled.
And here we have the finished piece. This really blew my mind when I saw it. Just the detail in the skirt especially is so cool, and the skin tone is really impressive. So many customs of this. She's just super yellow or super green. I think Frederick really nailed the details here, and it actually looks like skin. Which brings us into our final and everyone's favorite band member, Max Rebo.
I followed all the same steps as Droopy with the base coating, airbrushing, and early washes, and so now I'm filling in his eyes with brushwork and moving into pastels. Max has a really specific blue color, so I mixed a special blend of different soft pastels, filling the cracks, crevices. It helps to tie in the washes as well as the dry brushes and give everything a more natural, organic flow to the colors. Here's his final paint job. He's ready for the next step, those final touches of life with, again, Citadel Art Coat gloss. For his eyes especially, I wanted to make sure I had one layer cured before adding a second layer of gloss for that really glossy look. And here's the finished model ready to go together with the Kenner diaper and two-armed anatomy. Moving on to the Red Ball Jet organ that Luke 3D printed, I base coated with Tamiya spray colors and filled it in with Citadel tints and washes and shadows just to get that aged Jabba's Palace dingy look.
And now let's take a look at the final product. I never thought I would get a Black Series scale Max Rebo, but thanks to Frederick and his incredible painting, and also shout out to Failed Imagineers on Instagram for printing these for me. I'm so excited to do a shelf series of Jabba's Palace using a bunch of other customs that I've got. But for today, we're just going to appreciate the Max Rebo band in all their glory. Here is one final look of all of them together. I'm I'm so excited to have these. Thank you again to Frederick at Frederick's Figures. He will be linked below, and I will see you all next time.